On this Good Friday, we want to pause for a moment and just reflect on the passion of Christ, the expression of love by Jesus on today. This week started off with him coming in a triumphal entry into Jerusalem, and the people shout and cheer Hosanna in preparation for a king they were hoping would establish the kingdom and remove oppression. See, on this day, Jesus understood his assignment very well. He understood that before he can establish himself as a king, he needed to atone for us. And so he presented himself in a manner that most people were not expecting him to. They were expecting a conquest, but instead we get a crucifixion. They were expecting a conquering lion, but instead they got a cooperative lamb. His life would be that sacrifice once and for all of humanity, to be reconciled and reconnect back with God. Jesus was the bridge. He was the door. And on this day, three of the most powerful words that will resonate throughout history was said while he was on the cross, while he was bleeding out. And those words were, "It is finished." See, "it is finished" is just beyond just three simple words. What it means to us and how it resonates to us over 2,000 years later is, when he says it is finished, that means every negative cycle that is in our lives has been broken. Every destructive habit that we were unable to break free from, every sinful habit, every habit that was contrary to our purpose and our assignment, every vice, everything that had a hold of us, everything that had power over us, every circumstance, situation, when he died on that cross, when he allowed himself to be crucified, he broke its power over us. He broke its hold over us. He essentially freed us from being in a position to where we no longer have a choice, to now we do have a choice, and we are free from that. When he said it is finished, it means that we can now move forward in purpose. See, we weren't created to just live, pay bills, and die. God made a deposit on the inside of every human being. And when Jesus allowed himself to be crucified, he essentially was paying a price to salvage back the image of God. He was paying a price to rescue every gift, every dream, every talent, every ability that we have dormant on the inside of us. When Jesus died on the cross and said, "It is finished," he was essentially rescuing and saving those things. It is finished means that we no longer have to carry guilt. We no longer have to carry shame. We no longer have to be burdened with disappointment. We no longer have to be prisoners of fear and circumstances. It is finished means that we now have a new identity. We now have a new experience in him. See, that price was paid today. And so as you go through your Good Friday, I want to encourage you to allow what he paid a price for to remain dead in your life. Allow the guilt, allow the shame, allow the fear to remain defeated. Allow it to remain dead. Embrace the door and walk through the door that his blood just opened for you. And so a lot of people thought that this was it. He's crucified, he's dead, he's buried, but our story does not end there. Because in 3 days, something phenomenal happens. And we look forward to explaining that and exploring that truth with you. That love, the love that came down, the love that took on flesh, the love that walked among us. Jesus is the love of God in the flesh. That love is not common. That love is extraordinary. And we are a recipient of that uncommon love. Join us on this journey.